kind of thought anytime appears in your mind that why we used to keep pujas and we do functions and ceremonies whenever we go to some any kind of new places? So this kind of things is not only restricted to our houses and any kind of like good situations and happiness type of thing. These things are also applicable on our reading purpose. Like our acharyas, our gurus, our atrayas in ancient time used to do some kinds of pujas whenever new students come to them. So in this way we are going to just read today the Shishya Upanan Adhyaya of Shishya Samhita's Sutrasthan. So in this chapter we will know about this kind of sanskaras and pujas and ceremonies and what they used to do at that time. So hello everyone. My name is Pallavi and I am presenting Shishya Samhita's lecture online at PK Space, and I welcome you all. And if you had not subscribed my channel, please go and subscribe. If you like the video, like it, and if you understand whatever we are learning today, just drop down a comment, or if you have any doubt also then comment down in the comment box. So just let's begin with the chapter Shishya Samhita's Sutrasthan, second Adhyaya. So Shishya Upanan Adhyaya, so name of the second chapter suggests it's very effectively and very influentially that Shishya Upanan here means we are going to do the Upanan Sanskar of Shishya, and this is the second chapter of Shishya Samhita Sutrasthan. So what are we going to learn in this chapter is, first of all, the meaning of Shishya Upanayan. So meaning of Shishya Upanayan here is for the sake of knowledge, like for study purpose. Whenever a child just move or migrate from one place to other place, from his own house to a gurukul, a school kind of thing, then this is known as Shishya Upanayan. And whenever there is any kind of ceremony, puja, sanskara is done, this is known as Upanayan. So only and solely Shishya Upanayan means to sanskar the students which are going to take knowledge or gain knowledge from their gurus. Like we can relate it nowadays we are doing freshers party to welcome the juniors in the college, to welcome the new freshers in the college, because they had just crossed their school, they are passed out now and they are entering the new phase of their life. So we used to celebrate it in this way. At ancient time also they used to do Shishya Upanayan Sanskar. So here I have written that for ancient times there were different gurukuls and guru acharyas or atrayas used to teach each other, and students used to live in the environment of Guru Plesa. Like we have seen in the serials and many kind of series is that all the Rajas, all the big kingdom people and all the Kshatriyas used to live at a Gurukul, and there they used to take the knowledge, whatever they want to learn. Either it is Ayurveda, either they want to learn Shastra Vidya, either they want to learn the politics, they used to live with the Guru itself. Then here is nowadays schooling system has taken out their places. So we all are familiar with this, that nowadays which has taken the place of this Gurukul system is our own like school system. Okay, so here we are taking out the what are the things we have to see for doing Upanayan. Okay, so what are the things we used to see for doing Upanayan? So Upanayan for purpose we need to decide a proper day. First of all we have to decide for a date at which we will be like gathering people, we will be preparing everything. Time again same thing, at which time it would be done. Then again muhurta again means the best time period to do something. Nakshatra, the planets and all. Directions, in which direction what kind of things will be placed. Place, at which place we are going to do that ceremony. We used to book a hall either or not, we are doing any kind of thing or not, in this way. Then we have flowers. Flowers for puja purpose we know that we need flowers. Okay, so flowers here means any kind of flower which they had to just keep with the god and keep in the feet of any kind of lord. Then we have God obviously they are doing sanskara, they are doing any kind of puja, so they need a god, a murti of god, any mold, any scripture they can keep with them. Then we have puja and all they used to do. By looking all these matter, Brahmana Sthapana is important. So here one important thing, the first important thing here is Brahma Sthapana. Okay, so you will see in the chapter, the shloka mentioned there is Brahmano Dakshinito Sthapina, means the Brahma should be established or to be kept in the Dakshin Dishaya. Okay, so Dakshin Disha is important for establishing or keeping the Murti of Brahma. So Brahma who originated Ayurveda, so hence it is important to keep him in this kind of things. Okay, so for his blessings and all, so Brahma should be kept at the Dakshin place, Dakshin direction, sorry. Then we have, after keeping Brahma in south direction, fire, bonfire, like you have to prajwalit that Agni in the Yagya, and Ahuti of Omkara by just saying like Om Agni Devaya Namaha, Om Suryaya Namaha, Om Chandramaya Namaha, Om Brahmaya Namaha. In this way, all kinds of ahuti you have to do by chanting the name of the God, chanting the name of the Lord by following the Om Swaha in this way. Then this kind of chanting should be done by both Guru and the Shishya. So Guru and the Shishya both should chant this. Okay, so both had to chant this. Then we have, then the next topic here is Varga division. So in this chapter we have Varga division. So we know meaning of Varga division here is means the caste discrimination. So as we all know, we are very familiar with that at ancient times caste system was very much at high pressure level in the society. Okay, so in the ancient times society was divided into Brahma, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. So Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra, all these four categories were selected. Then but all of these we can say four castes were not allowed to gain the knowledge of Ayurveda or gain the knowledge of any kind of things at that time. They used to just get through. Okay, so all of these categories were not allowed to gain knowledge or study in the guidance of Guru, but only Acharya Shushruta mentioned what? That all Varga can get the knowledge of Ayurveda. All the caste people, any caste if they are belonging with, they can gain the knowledge of Ayurveda. This is mentioned by Acharya Shushruta, but he kept some of his conditions. We will get to know about it in the next slide. So he said that Brahman can do Upanayan to any of the remaining three castes. Like the four castes we have Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. Among these four castes, Brahman person can do Upanayan, can teach any of the remaining three castes including his own caste. Okay, then we have second Kshatriya. So Kshatriya can teach two kind of caste again. So one from his own caste Kshatriya and the Vaishya. So Kshatriya can do Upanayan to two caste people. First is by his own caste and the second is the Vaishya people. Then we have third category here is Vaishya. Vaishya people can teach only the students of Vaishya caste. Okay, so Vaishya people can teach only the students of Vaishya caste. Then we have Shudra. Shudra cannot do Upanayan of any kind of caste. Okay, the Shudras were not allowed to gain any kind of like they were allowed to gain knowledge, but that was only because of Acharya Shushruta. By Acharya Shushruta, he mentioned that he can gain the knowledge, but he can't teach anyone. So in this matter, he said that only they can gain knowledge and just with their knowledge they can do anything they want, and this okay. Then we have here is oath taking. Oath taking means they have to do the shapatha. So whenever we are in any kind of assembly or any kind of function related to like they are going to do sanskara, so they had to take the oath, they had to take the shapatha, and these shapatha is for both student and the guru. So firstly here it is mentioned that 3 times ahuti is important. Okay, so 3 times ahuti is important. You have to you don't have to remember it, but just go through this, that they have to give the ahuti in the agni for 3 times only. Then after that they take the oath. What kind of oath they take? That to release all their bad habits, anger, sexual desires, greed, affection, attraction, right, wrong, true, false. Like they will not think like any kind of these worldly attires, we can say, these objective or subjective things. They will keep themselves away from these kinds of thoughts. Why they will keep them away from these kinds of thoughts? Because these kind of thoughts can distract them. Okay, because these kind of thoughts can distract them from what they are trying to become. Okay, so this is the oath which the student had to take. The same oath is taken by the guru also. He also says that he will be keeping himself away from any kind of worldly affairs, and he will only concentrate on his students only. Okay. So oath taking here means that these kind of things a teacher and a student has to follow. Okay, and this is mentioned in the shloka when we will see in the chapter. Then we have the next one thing here, that when these kind of oath they are taking, there one thing mentioned is that the student will always obey his teacher. Okay, like what his teacher says, what he has to do, what he has not to do, what should he do, at what time he should wake up, at what time he should sleep. All these kind of things a student has to follow according to the guru's order. Okay, according to the guru's permission. So he has to strictly follow his guru, and he can't disobey his guru in any kind of matter. Okay, so this was the respect kind of thing. This is not like a guru is saying wrong and you will be learning wrong. If a guru was saying wrong, there can be any kind of reason also. So these kind of respect a student should develop for their guru. So in the next topic they have mentioned that whom to treat freely and from whom to take the fees. Like they have mentioned some of the Vedyas do what kind of things they should provide free treatment. They don't know about how to increase their vritti, how to increase their business in this way. So here Acharya Shishruta mentioned that except Shakuni, Patit and Papi people. Okay, Shakuni means a person who is not like, he can be like a person who is a hunter kind of prakriti. Okay, who kills everyone for his sake of wellness. And Patit means who is a liar. Okay, who never speaks the truth, who never stand with own words. Okay, Papi means a criminal kind of person, a person who is of a criminal mind, criminal thoughts. He never, he just blame everyone. He don't accept what things are right and wrong. So these kind of people you should not treat. So you can see these kind of things mentioned here strictly, and just focuses on the thing that you should not treat any kind of asadhya vyadhi. Okay, so Acharya Charika mentioned the sadhya vyadhi concept, that you should always leave that patient with the sadhya lakshan. So you should always leave that patients who had these kind of qualities. Okay, also. Okay, then we have, if we do this, what are we going to gain is we will get Jnana, Mitra, Yashah, Dharmah and Arthah. All these kind of things who don't want to gain, but our family, our friends don't let us to gain these kind of things, because they always want to have things in free. Okay, they always want to have any kind of if you are providing any kind of services, they want to get it free. So we are staying far from these kind of benefits. Okay, so they are the reason to keep us far from these kind of benefits. Then in the last shloka of this chapter is mentioned when not to study. Okay, when not to study. So there Acharya has mentioned some kind of situations where you should not go for study, like you should avoid studying these kind of things. Okay, so in the shloka mentioned is Krishna Pakshaha, 3 days. First is Ashtami, second is Chaturdashi and third is Amavasya. So these 3 days in both the Paksha, either it is Krishna Paksha, either it is Shukla Paksha. We have 2 kinds of Paksha in a month. Okay, so Krishna Paksha, Shukla Paksha, 3 days. First is Ashtami, second is Chaturdashi and third is Amavasya. At these 3 days you should avoid studying or doing any kind of good things, any kind of pujas, any kind of ceremonies. These days are totally restrictable. Then we have Akala. Akala here means if there is raining outside, there is hailstorm, there is avalanche situation, thunderstorm, then you can't study. Okay, so this is the Akala time, we can say. Then we have emergency kind of things, like for yourself any kind of emergency, for family and for authority. Then we have funeral or morgue kind of place. If you are present there, don't study. War, festival, disaster, gadgeted holidays, like these holidays which are mentioned by Brahman kind of person. And apavitra and unhygienic state, like the conditions which are totally unhygienic, the place which is unhygienic, you should not study at those places. So these things mentioned here does not let you think that we should not study for these and these days. So these days are mentioned only because of the availability and the facilities present at that moment, because they should not have, they might be not having light, they might be not having a proper constructed house, they might be not having the facilities we are having nowadays. So according to their facilities, their graha nakshatra and many more things they thought of, and they decided to not study on these days specially. But these days are only restricted for doing study purpose. You can go for another kind of curricular activities, any kind of hobbies days in this ways. Okay, so these days are mentioned not to study by Acharya Sushruta. Okay, so in this way we have done the chapter number 2. Only these parts are there. So chapter number 2 contains nothing, if you will see. Okay, this whole chapter is we have to read for study purpose and just leave it somewhere. Don't forget it, but leave it somewhere at the corner of your mind. So you will be like opening your book anytime after 1-2 years, whenever you are going to reopen it, you will see that these things you know, you already know these kind of things. Okay, so thank you everyone. I hope you learned and understood everything. There should be any kind of doubt, if you have any kind of doubt, just comment down in the comment box. And now thank you so much. Bye bye. Give a like, comment your views, subscribe the channel, share with your friends more and more, so that I can gain more and more subscribers. Thank you so much. Stay healthy.